face-to-face. How are you?
Thank you very much.
How is life treating you?
Very well. I wonder why everybody forgets about Freedom Jacob Caesar, but when I'm out there, that's all I hear.
No, that's for the people you give money to, the philanthropist
No, I don't
part.
think so.
Is that not the philanthropist part of your...
I think it's more to do with the Prince of Africa. The Freedom Jacob Caesar, also known and born as Nana Kwame Bediako. Cheddar is a nickname. It means money.
You know what's funny? So my language, I'm a Fulani.
Oh.
We say cheddar to mean money. So I'm actually wondering if that's the origin of your name.
It's not from the Fulani side,
Are
though,
you
but
sure?
cheddar does mean money. And it's meant to be money from way back when they used the seashells and all of that to represent.
Maybe they stole the word from us. You never know.
Maybe people are stealing cheddar from me.
Investigate it. Please investigate the source of your name. I'm putting it to you that your name is Fulani, so go look for it. Maybe you may have one of our genes. You never know. Just check.
Well, I'm an African, so I won't be surprised.
It's possible.
You know, yeah, I'm everything. I can be Kenyan, Ghanaian, everything, you know.
But I hope everything. Things are hard for many Ghanaians. Are things hard for you to...
You know, life is hard, and that we have to accept it. A lot of people are worried about problems, but they keep forgetting that we were born to inherit the problems, and once we're here and we're alive, we need to keep finding solutions for it.
Yeah.
You know, some of the problems or some of the hardship could be opportunities. Yesterday's problem can become tomorrow's opportunity if we're able to lift the lid of what, or find what is underneath the lid, and sometimes that's when we realize that a crisis brings opportunities.
That's true. That's true. How are your tigers? I was going to ask for your members of your household, but I don't know them. So, but the tigers, at least I've heard about them. How are they doing?
They're fine. My family is also fine. You know, I think that it's great to know that Ghana is one of the first countries to have had tigers in West Africa, East Africa, and North, and even Central. So we pray that, you know, the vision of breeding them and then expanding our safari in Ghana, which is to do with tourism, you know, that vision should become a reality.
So there are 2 tigers, right?
Yeah, they're 2.
How old are they now?
Just a year and 4 months.
Do they have names?
Yeah, Kunta and Kinte.
Oh, Kunta, Kinte. Yeah. Are they twins?
So no, the story is when I got the tigers, it was about the story of Kunta Kinte, you know, leaving his space and struggling and surviving. So for me, I got the tigers because they said that they would never survive in this part of Africa.
So I want to prove that.
And I brought them, so, you know, I named them Kunta and Kinte, that, listen, you need to survive, you need to struggle. You know, you're on a slave tour. You know, I've taken you away from maybe the jungle, but it's because I want you to be a part of the world and also meet us and see how we live and all of that. That's been my intention, you know, not to have tigers and, you know, say I have tigers, but I wanted to give them that experience, and I wanted to know how they feel if they were not where they truly belong, and how they can also live with us, you know. I think I have gained some experience and liking for animals by doing so.
You still keep them in a residential area?
No, they're in the zoo.
So they're in the zoo now.
It's also another thing I wanted to do, to build a zoo as part of my portfolio, you know, because I did residential. From there I went to commercial buildings, and then I started hospitality, industrial development, and then one thing that was left out that I had to do in the real estate sector is national development, so like zoos and museums, and I've managed to do the zoo, currently doing a museum.
So you built a zoo where you put them, or you're using our Accra Zoo? Where have
No, I built a zoo. I built a zoo from scratch.
So it's located where?
In Achimota Forest.
So inside the forest there's a cheddar zoo?
I wouldn't say it's a cheddar zoo, but it's a zoo for the nation, it's for the country. I think that we can expand, you know, our animal world, and gain some tourist attraction through that. I've seen animals in Ghana, and I think we can, you know.
You can do better.
Yeah, I think so.
So they are in your care, even though they are in the Achimota Forest. You feed them and all of those things.
Yeah.
So their cost is your cost. They are not for the states. Did the state seize them from you during that court decision, or they said no, bring them, we'll raise them for you,
and
you take care of them?
I think that it's just a mutual understanding between me and the Forestry Commission. that yes, you go ahead, build your zoo. Of course, you have to take care of them. There's caretakers, there are trainers and all of that. There's vets, doctors that take care of them. You know, it's like your child. You have to take care of them.
But you initially wanted them as a pet, not that they're in a forest somewhere. That's fine. You can't
I don't think I wanted them as a pet. It's just Ghanaians that always jump into conclusion. Okay? I told you the reason why I got them.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to increase the tourism of this nation, one. Two, I wanted to prove to the Asian world that it's possible. If gold can be found in China when they don't have any sort of gold mines there, or should I call it concessions, why can't their animals survive here?
Okay. Let's leave your animals. Let's talk about you. Do you have a university degree?
I didn't finish university. Yeah.
Which university did you go to?
Westminster.
Were you rusticated? What happened? How come you left the school? Did you resign?
It was my own decision because, you know, I like the lectures and everything. You know, I was studying BA Hons, and
in what?
Business administration.
Okay.
So I thought I was doing much better by doing my own business than sitting down and learning about how to get a job one day. That's one of the reasons why I took that decision.
And it worked for you?
Well, you know, there's certain decisions, Umaru, you're going to take in life. You become responsible for yourself. If you do well, it's for yourself. If you do bad, it's for yourself.
So this was at what age?
I was young. I was just before I turned 20.
You have 4 children, I've seen somewhere. Is that true?
Yeah.
If any of your children said to you they want to quit school, you let them be?
I don't think so. I don't think that I also had a father at that time that would say that, hey, son, you have to make it to the end. You have to acquire your degrees. I'm paying for your fees and all of that. You know, my father died in 1999, and around that time I was in university. But I was more or less a man of my own. You know, it's different. It's how we were raised, and people need to respect the background of people. You see, the thing about us, the black society, is that we question everything. You know, we don't have solution for things. We question things. You know, some people probably were raised by a mother, not a mother and a father. And because of that, their background would determine their future and how they grow up. And we just need to respect them for who they're becoming, not for who they are, really. Because it's beyond circumstances that has carved them into that character.
But you didn't leave university because you couldn't afford the fees, right?
No, it's not about that.
You just left because you thought it was pointless.
No, I didn't think it was pointless. I thought that
you thought you'd do better with or without.
I had to make a
degree.
choice. That's all. I had to make a choice, but that choice that I made was a decision that I had to take and find my choices later.
Okay. And many decades on, you still haven't bothered to go get a degree, and you would not do, would you?
I think I've acquired more than 35 degrees since I left. See, people think degrees are only things that you get from academic curriculum. No. There are degrees on the street, there are degrees in the corporate center, there are degrees in even the political sector.
But do you have any degree from any university?
I don't.
Currently you don't?
No.
So right now, your highest qualification, if you were filling any form, would be SSCE?
Well, if you can call it that.
You want to be president, and you, with your SSCE certificate, you think you can command people who are professors and PhDs? You think you can do that?
What did those people do? The people that have the Western regulations. We feel like we have to have a PhD. We have to have this. We have to go to Harvard. We have to go to Cambridge. Yes, I've seen quite a few of them, Umaru. What did they do?
Nothing, eh?
What did they do? I mean, Africa has the worst governance in the world. Today, if you're looking at our economy, it's crushed. If you're looking at our currency, it's depreciated. If you're looking at the balancing of the economy, there is inflation. What did all these educated, so-called educated men that have all the degrees in the world, that we jumped and voted for them, thinking that they have the degrees and they'll be able to develop humanity and society and the country? What did they do? I think you and I can witness it and we can see. So if you're asking me that I need the degree before I can make a decision for my destiny or what I can do to contribute to the country's success, then I am here to prove you wrong. Because I don't think we should.
You need a degree. Will you get your children to get degrees? Will you let your children get degrees?
I am educating my children. And
up to degree level.
Look, education is a necessity.
Yet you decided to opt out of that.
Do you have
necessity.
degrees?
I have one.
You have one?
Yeah.
Did you do it from the computer, or did you actually, was it virtual, or was it?
Oh, I went to school for 4 years.
For 4 years?
Yes.
Which university?
Ghana Institute of Journalism.
Okay, so your degree is to be a journalist?
Yes, that's what I learned in.
I think it's your destiny, right? That's what you wanted.
I don't know about destiny, but yes, I wanted to be a journalist.
So now you are.
Yeah.
You want to know what I wanted to be?
What? I wanted to be a pilot. But then mathematics was scary, so I decided
so you
to
decided.
Okay. Yeah. What did you want to become?
I just wanted to be one of the greatest people in this world. I wanted to leave a legacy. I wanted to make sure that by the time I leave this world, I've impacted so many people.
And there's no degree in that.
There wasn't.
Yeah,
I couldn't find it.
That's just on your children. So you make sure your children get degrees.
I am giving them education now.
But so how do you marry the two? That their father was rebellious against education, thinks that education is not the end to everything. I mean, there are people who say Bill Gates didn't have all those
I am
things.
not rebellious.
No, you
to
rebelled.
education. Let me correct you.
Okay.
I am not rebellious to education.
What are you?
I just said that I did not acquire a degree.
Because you opted out. That's rebellion.
But I'm not rebelling against it.
Your mates were in school with you.
No, it is my decision.
Yes, that's rebellion.
In life.
You rebelled.
I had to, let's not get too much grammatical if we have to show expression.
Yes.
Well, the point I'm trying to make is that education is important. But it's not only university education, it's what you need to acquire.
Yeah, but so you see this statement you just made, you should stick to it and say, because of that, I'm going to teach my children about Kunta Kinte. I'm going to teach them about Sumanguru and Sundiata and say to them that, listen, if they said they would not go to school, you're not going to force them, right?
No, listen. As a father, I am responsible for my child, or for my children. Now, if I am raising my children with my wife and my kids under the roof, it's my rules, it's my conditions. It's how I carve my son. Okay, I already told you that when I was growing, I was the man and the boy for myself. I was in England and I made that choice. So it doesn't mean that I should force my son to walk on the same route like our fathers did to us. I'm a lawyer, so you become a lawyer. I'm a journalist, so you become a journalist. That is the Ghanaian mentality. Okay. Well, I don't believe in that.
Where were you born, Ghana or UK?
I was born here.
You were born in Ghana, in Kumasi?
Yes, I'm in Ashanti.
Where did you grow up? Which town?
Asokwa, and then I grew up also in Accra, then I grew up in England. So I've grown up in Sweden.
It's interesting you bring Asokwa, so I want us to test a few things, clear a few things. There are many people who write on social media and say cheddar is a joke. And the reason is that cheddar says, or the epunu eba Kumasi. Did you really say that? And what did you mean when you said you were taking the sea to Kumasi, if you said that?
Well, first of all, I mean, people have the right to describe you, to define you, to insult you when you take decisions like this. My only problem is that the people who are saying that better be intelligent enough to do better than who they're trying to bring down. Now, talking about the sea coming to Kumasi and everything, I think that there are a lot of learners in this country.
But did you say that? You said that?
Yes, I said it, okay. and I'm giving you your explanation.
Please go ahead.
Okay, there are a lot of people that have acquired degrees, including yourself. And a lot of people have traveled, and even if they haven't, because the biggest the biggest part of our population is the youth. I think that they're also enlightened to see that if you were to pick 50 best cities in the world today, press one button after one after one, all the 50 is developed around water. All of them. England, London, New York, Miami, Los Angeles, Dubai, you name it, Florence. It's all water. Water is life. It gives irrigation. It gives a lot of things.
Except seawater doesn't give irrigation.
No, please. Let me finish.
Continue.
Okay? Let me finish. You kind of remind me of your mate in City. What's his name? Ben.
That's my boss.
That's your boss. Okay, so you guys you ask the questions. We have an hour. You've asked me if you want to say that sea doesn't give irrigation. Sea is for transportation.
Yes.
It's part of the reasons why it's needed. It connects the world. Rivers, lagoons, it connects the regions. So you dredge them. As you see in England, there are canals, there are ferries, in the Woolwich areas. What do you think it's for? It helps. It brings some sort of connection within the communities and the development of these areas. Now, let's take a place like Tamale. And you are Fulani, so you can see the heat there. Okay? If we're able to connect any water bodies in those areas, that weather will calm down. Because whenever the sun heats up, he has nowhere to go, so he stays on the flatland. And now when the wind is blowing, there's heat in it. It's the same thing in Burkina.
Are you sure?
Yes, you can check yourself.
I have been to Dubai. I was very close to the sea. That temperature was burning my brains.
But Dubai also, Dubai is a desert. That's what happens. So the only thing, please.
So the northern part of the country is getting closer to the desert zones. Are you saying that if we put a river in Tamale, the heat will go down?
It calms it down.
Okay.
How do you survive in Dubai?
No, but let's look at the practicalities of sending the sea. Did you mean that literally, that you send the sea to Kumasi?
It's dredging.
Okay,
it's
so
dredging.
what's your plan?
Well, you can
paint a picture for me.
You can just simply listen, guys.
No, not what you can. What would you do?
I don't need to break it all down for you.
No, give me the general picture.
Yes. Okay. There's River Pra. Okay. River Pra goes all the way into the sea in Cape Coast, and it goes all the way to Kumasi. There's River Tano. River Tano goes all the way to Takrade, Elibo. It joins. And there's a big dredge that they brought the water, and it's in the middle of the city. These things are possible. I'm coming. It's everywhere in the world. Since Ghanaians are claiming to be well educated with degrees and all of that, I will urge Ghanaians, kindly start to do your research. Look at these things. Look at a place like Manchester and look at Liverpool. The reason why they have football teams today, they were fighting about connecting a water that brought ships into that area. So they started industrialization. Now, when I'm talking about this, I am talking about the biggest visions that will change this nation. It's taking Ghanaians 100 years for them not to think of what to do with their water.
No problem.
I'm coming, please. What do they do with their water? What do you say? Any water in Ghana, what did they do with it? I've seen people carry stuff on their head and go and throw it in the sea, and then the next day their children go and bath in it. That makes a lot of sense for people who have degrees and who want to build their country. We need to use our water for transportation. We need to use it for irrigation. We need to open the water.
Let me just press you on that. So River Tano is one river you may use, or River Pra. That's what you plan to use. So what, you dry it up and then pump?
You don't dry it up, please. Listen.
So what, you pump the sea into?
Umaru, I will make it very easy for you, because you are a sharp young man who have a degree. So when you go home, kindly Google about dredging and countries that they've done that. I'm coming.
I know what dredging is.
Oh yes, if you do.
So you dredge the River Pra, and then do what?
I'm coming. If you Google, you're going to get all the answers that you're trying to get here, since we only have 1 hour and there's more we have to talk about. I'm coming. You are going to get all of it. When you start to dredge, join water, you join rivers, lakes, sea, all of that is there. And it's been happening since the 15th, some are even before that. It's not today that there is dredging or connecting water.
So the River Pra or River Tano flows into the sea.
Yeah.
It's constantly flowing. So let's even use Volta River, which is what many people know about. So it's flowing into the sea at Adan. Are you saying that you're going to create an access so that the sea instead of flows into the river? What happens to the river that is flowing downstream? What happens to that water, which is fresh water? Don't forget, the sea is not fresh water. How are you going to have fresh water move out of its original path of flow for seawater to flow upwards? Gravity will not even allow that to happen, so that the sea is down south. That's why the water flows from the north down south. You are saying that you're going to push the sea back up all the way to Kumasi.
I didn't say you're going to push the sea.
How
Nobody goes into the sea to push it up.
You said you send the sea to Kumasi.
No.
Unless you
said I would dredge. Listen.
So what, you're
talking about gravity.
Gutter?
Listen, you're talking about gravity. You're talking about longitude.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm talking about slopes.
Yes, slopes. That's what I said, longitude. So when you know that there is Adan and is meeting the sea. The sea's wave is stronger than the river wave. If I dredge the river further down, push it down, the sea would automatically push into it. Now, if I want to put irrigation systems and filtration systems for other sources, I would be able to do it in this world.
And you're going to take this all the way to Kumasi?
No. Come, relax. In this world, there's so many things people are doing with the sea and doing with the river.
I know. I've seen the Palm Jumeirah.
Fine.
I've
so
seen
that is the same.
Have you seen the cost of what?
What are you people worrying about cost for?
Because I know how much we are worth as a country.
Well,
There's something called
about,
GDP. Our GDP doesn't sustain that.
Don't worry about that. If they couldn't do it and someone is willing to do it, why are you questioning them? You see, it's not how much money you have that can do or fulfill your dreams. It's how much brains and wisdom you apply to
Have you
what
spoken
you
to any engineer who told you that this is possible?
Well, you know what? Have you ever done any project that you had to put maybe 16 people from all over the world, supervise it and build it yourself? Have you done anything like that?
Yes or no? Have you?
No.
Have
you asked me a question. I'm coming.
I haven't. I haven't done that.
So
to
answer your question,
have you spoken to any engineer who told you that that's possible?
So to answer your question, I am someone that have dealt with architects, engineers. I've done development. I've built most grounds for industrial, for development.
That one,
please relax.
There's a template.
Why
do you have do you have a template for someone digging up or dredging up and sending the sea to a place that the sea doesn't go to? Do you have a template?
Well, if you're not going to let me explain myself and you're going to keep going on like your boss,
please explain yourself.
Then I think I'll let you speak.
Please explain yourself.
Oh yeah. So I am saying to you that it's not my first time of doing projects. Projects, it's about hiring architects, engineers, doing feasibilities, doing research, acquiring machines, and the things that gets it done. That is how it's done.
Very well.
Okay? So I have to use that process. It's the same process that the Japanese used, the same process that Singaporeans use. The same process is what Dubai is using. So we Ghanaians can use the same process. Now you're talking about the money to do it. And that is also another thing. Well, maybe the problem we're having with our discussion or conversation, which is becoming an interrogation, is that you're not letting me explain to you even how I would implement my own ideas. Okay. But you're trying to tell me that it's either impossible or I don't know how to do it, or the sea is up and the river is here, so how are you going to do it? Let's have a conversation, gentlemen.
This is Face to Face on Cititv. My name is Umaru Sanda. My guest is Nana Kwame Bediako.